Hey everyone, what is going on? So you guessed it, we have another shoutcast in the Master League. It's actually the Premier Cup, but still the Master League, right? So leading with Gyarados versus Swampert. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Now keep in mind, these battles were actually from Season 2. So yeah, I mean, this Gyarados doesn't have Aqua Tail because Aqua Tail wasn't available back then, but that's totally fine. Now, I actually want to try this team myself, but I want to try it in a different order. Well, first of all, I want to try it with Gyarados with Aqua Tail, but I also want to have Gyarados in the back, and lead with probably Metagross. So I'm probably going to be trying out this team myself. Seems like a pretty solid team. I think Rise to Occasion was using this team, and he did really well with it. So it's definitely one I want to try out. But either way, let's go ahead and see what happens. So the Metagross comes in, taking that Dynamic Punch. That does a lot of damage. So in comes Swampert, which is not great. Can he get to the Earthquake? No, he's going to bail on the Meteor Mash. So this Meteor Mash is going to be resisted, not going to be shielded. It still does a lot of damage to Swampert though. Swampert is going to charge up a lot and go for the Hydro Cannon. So the Swampert probably has 2 Hydro Cannons ready to go. So one will be enough to finish off that Metagross. You gotta bring in the Gyarados. You cannot bring in the Magnezone unless if you want to like try and pull a sneaky swap or something. But no, Gyarados comes in going for that Crunch. Crunch, is it enough to finish off? Oh, gonna be shielded, okay, by the Swampert. So it looks like this Gyarados gonna be hit with a Charge Attack. Is it Sludge Wave? Is it Hydro Cannon? Hydro Cannon's gonna be resisted. It is Sludge Wave. Does quite a bit. In comes Metagross going to bail. Yep, wanting to save that for the Swampert into Magnezone. So Magnezone gonna be hit with a Charge Attack. Earthquake will be enough probably to knock out this Magnezone. Gonna be Meteor Mash. Nice call not to shield that. So this Magnezone is probably gonna farm up enough for 2 Wild Charges and go for them. So going for number 1. Will the Metagross shield? It possibly might shield. It might call the bait. Not going to shield. Okay, now all this Magnezone needs to do is go for a Mirror Shot. This Charge Attack coming through. Magnezone is going to shield. It's probably another Meteor Mesh. It is. So Magnezone does shield that. And now just going to... Oh, is it just going to farm down? It is going to farm down. Beautiful play. Going for the Wild Charge. Maybe he's not even going to need that Gyarados for Swampert. This Wild Charge going to be shielded most likely. No, not going to be shielded enough to knock out Swampert and just take that game. So Swampert beats... or Magnezone beats Swampert confirmed, right? Wow, that was crazy. Really nice play, man. Really nice play. So we're going to be jumping into another game, but that was beautiful. I really enjoyed that game. So let's see what happens in this game. It's going to be Gyarados versus Metagross. Okay, so this is a powerful lead. So we'll have to see what the Metagross decides to do. Is it going to bail? Maybe it just stays in. It could also have Psychic. We really don't know. So Gyarados definitely just going for Crunch. Crunch going to be super effective. Gyarados does have an advantage. It is resisting all of the moves besides Psychic. And I think most Metagross don't carry Psychic, although some do. You see it occasionally. But even Psychic is not enough to one-shot it. Going to be Meteor Mesh. Okay, it still does a lot of damage, to be fair. But this Gyarados is going to go ahead and charge up for another Crunch. Another Charge Attack coming through. Gyarados is going to have to shield this one if it wants to get off the Crunch. So as you can see, even though Gyarados does counter Metagross by resisting its moves, Metagross can still do quite a bit of damage to the Gyarados as well. So going to commit both shields. Can this Gyarados get to a Crunch before it goes down? Is Meteor Mesh going to come out? Going to switch into Dragonite. Gyarados able to switch and save that Crunch just in time. Beautiful switch coming in. Now that Crunch is ready and waiting for the Metagross. So the Dragonite tried to farm it down, wasn't able to do so. So this Metagross is going to go ahead and go for Meteor Mash. Ooh, just knocking it out. Knocking it out of the park. That was absolutely insane. Beautiful. In comes Swampert. Okay, Swampert going to be a good... Oh, man, going to be a good answer to that Magnezone as well. So Metagross is going to go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash. Yeah, I mean, Meteor Mash is resisted. It still does a lot of damage, though. That's how broken Meteor Mash is, right? I mean, it's just such a powerful move. So a Charge Attack coming through, going to be the Hydro Cannon, not enough to knock out the Metagross. Metagross most likely going to be farmed down. Yep. Not... Oh, well, he still has a shield. We'll have to see how this plays out. Going for the Crunch immediately. So luckily he was able to save that Crunch with Gyarados. So this Crunch is going to be enough. Yep. And in comes Metagross. And it should be a good game because, yeah, this Magnezone is going to be able to get to a Wild Charge. Going to charge, or going to shield the Meteor Mesh, but again, this Metagross cannot get to another Earthquake, and this Wild Charge is actually going to be enough to knock out the Metagross. So beautiful game. I love this team. Really have to try it out myself. But again, just in a little bit different order. I think I like Metagross as the lead, but still a fantastic game. Fantastic team. I love this team. Just because like sometimes players like to run double ground in the back, so it might be a little bit difficult. I mean, double ground is probably going to beat this team anyway. But yeah, so anyway, Metagross can stand up against some of the ground types, like even Garchomp. It still puts up a fight, right? That's how broken Metagross is. So anyway, you have the Gyarados versus Metagross, so definitely favorable for this Gyarados. Gonna go ahead and go for the crunch. Super effective damage. We'll have to see what decides to happen. Is it going to shield? It looks like it's experiencing a little bit of lag. Metagross does shield, not wanting to take that hit. Going to continue to charge up. Going to actually bail. Going to bail and to catch the crunch. I did not see what came in. Is it going to be something that resists crunch? Yes, it is, Machamp. Going to be able to resist that crunch. Beautiful switch from the opponent. But, this Dragon Breath damage is no joke. Going to definitely be adding up. Going to shield this Rock Slide. Not wanting to take that hit. That would have actually knocked out the Gyarados, so couldn't take it. Now a crunch, even though it's resisted, will be enough at this range to knock out the Machamp. So going for the crunch, hoping to be able to knock it out. Machamp does shield, okay. So this Gyarados going to switch, trying to catch the Rock Slide, not able to do so. Definitely going to be a cross chop or a close combat depending on the move. It is a cross chop. Going to be able to take that and feint down the Machamp. In comes Metagross, okay. Ooh, is it going to be Earthquake? Is it going to be Meteor Mash? It's going to be Meteor Mash. Nice call not to shield that. Still does a lot of damage. Oh, another one coming out. So he did have enough for Earthquake. This Metagross is going to shield and be able to get to the Earthquake. So that's all he has to do is get to the Earthquake. He's going to be able to get to it. But a switch comes into Dragonite and he does not click on that Earthquake. Clicking on the Meteor Mash. Wonderful call not to be able to click on that. Able to get off the Meteor Mash against the Dragonite. That's huge. Cannot get to another one, unfortunately. We'll have to see what happens. Going to probably bring in Magnezone. Maybe try and pull a switch to sacrifice Gyarados. Yeah, looks like that's what he's trying to do, but he wasn't able to. This charge attack coming through. I mean, Dragon Claw is resisted though, so I mean, still be able to take it. And yeah, I would say this Magnezone probably going to farm down. Unfortunately, wasn't able to catch the charge attack again. It's very difficult to catch like Dragon Breath charge attacks because, I mean, they're very difficult to count, right? So I'm going to go ahead and switch into Gyarados. Gyarados actually has more health than I thought. So Metagross comes in, and this crunch is going into Metagross. That will be enough to feint. So it does feint to Metagross, and yeah, just be able to take that game. I thought he really would have had to catch the charge attack with Gyarados, but he didn't actually have to. So able to win that one. Beautiful game, man. Beautiful game. Yeah, I love this team, as I said. I definitely want to use this team. I will actually be using this team on stream. Just in a different order, as I already mentioned. But yeah, so it's going to be Gyarados. Dragonite. Okay, I like it. So that's why one of the reasons I like to have Dragon Breath as well on my Gyarados, to do super effective damage against Dragonites. And against Garchomp as well, because both Steel types really don't do great against Garchomp. Metagross can, but Magnezone doesn't. So if you have Dragon Breath, that's just another option against Garchomp. So Gyarados is going to go ahead and go for this crunch right now. Dragonite is going to shield that one up and switch into Magnezone. Okay, Machamp. Okay, not great, but at least it's not Garchomp, right? But I guess if you have Dragonite, you probably don't want to run Garchomp. But I guess, some people do. Either way, that Wild Charge does a tremendous amount of damage to Machamp. Charge attack coming through, this Crush Chop will be enough to knock out the Magnezone, as it does. Definitely enough after the debuff. Even before the debuff, probably enough, right? So what is coming in? Is it going to be Gyarados? It's going to be Metagross. Metagross wants to farm down with Bullet Punch and get some energy. Definitely a good play. In comes an opposing Metagross. You could probably just go straight Earthquake. You're up a shield at this point, right? Yeah, so going straight Earthquake. They're probably going to bait with the Meteor Mash, but there's no reason not to go straight Earthquake. That will get the shield. Switching into Gyarados. Will this Metagross be able to farm down? Nope, not going to be able to before the Crunch comes out. So Crunch is going to do a significant amount of damage. Probably not enough to take it out, but it's still going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, Metagross will be able to farm down, but again, you have 2 shields and a healthy Metagross, so this could shield. He's not going to shield, he's actually going to call that bait. That is absolutely insane. I cannot believe he did not shield that. Going to shield this one. Oh man, that was crazy not to shield that. What if that was an Earthquake? And in comes Dragonite, And Dragonite going to go ahead and go for the charge attack. Going to be able to shield this one up. And that's going to be Dragon Claw and going to be able to get to a Meteor Mash. Man, I'm just speechless. I'm not... That was a nice call. I would have 100% shielded that, no doubt about it. So able to feint the Dragonite and then able to bullet punch down the opposing Metagross. So well played. Yeah, as I said, I would have shielded it. You would have won if you shielded it, but you won anyway. So nice call, man. Nice call. But jumping into the next game. I don't know how many more games we have in this video. This might possibly be the last one. We'll see. So it's going to be Gyarados versus Gyarados. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, they're both Dragon Breath, so it looks like Gyarados is going to switch into Magnezone. Really risky switch. Oh, opposing Magnezone comes out. Okay, I was thinking maybe it could have been Garchomp. That would have been very bad for the Magnezone, but I guess he went for it, and he was able to get it, so luckily for him. So Wild Charge coming out, going to be shielded. And is the opponent's Magnezone going to go for a charge attack? It will be going for a charge attack. Let's see if it's going to be a Magnezone. Will the shield come out? No shield. Going to be Mirror Shot. Wow, this guy can call the bait left and right. That is absolutely insane. Able to call that bait. Going for the Wild Charge. Magnezone going to go ahead and shield. Going to go ahead and go for the charge attack. Will this Magnezone shield this time? If it's a Wild Charge, it will knock out. It's a Mirror Shot, so another bait. But didn't want to take the chance. And going for the Wild Charge right now. So this Wild Charge is not going to knock out, but it's still going to do a lot of damage. The opponent is out of shields at this point. Will Magnezone shield? This is probably a Wild Charge, right? No, going to be another Mirror Shot. Wow. Just continues to go for Mirror Shot. Going to be another Mirror Shot, but at this time, this will be enough to knock out the Magnezone. Going to allow it to go down, willing to give up switch advantage. That's fine. Wants to bring in, what is he going to bring in? Going to be Gyarados. Gyarados is probably, oh man. I'm going to go ahead and go for Crunch. Cannot take a Wild Charge at all. That would knock out Gyarados easy. And that will feint the Magnezone. In comes Gyarados. And this Gyarados is going to be able to get to a charge attack as it does. But 2 shields coming out, right? He has 2 shields. Oh no, maybe he has 1 shield. But going to shield that Crunch. And yeah, he only had 1 shield. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Crunch himself. Yeah, this is enough. I was going to say, is this going to be enough? But this should definitely be enough. For sure. Definitely. And in comes that Metagross. Can he get to another Crunch? It looks like he's going to be able to barely get to a Crunch. Now, this is not going to be enough to knock out the Metagross, but it's going to do a lot of damage. Super effective. Able to switch into his own Metagross. However, the Earthquake is probably just going to outright knock out this Metagross. Unless if the opposing Metagross has Psychic and not Earthquake. Nope. Going to be Earthquake. That does knock it out. And it's going to be able to farm down Gyarados. So really well played, but not able to win that one. But good play nonetheless. And that's going to be it. 4-1. Very powerful set.